Okay, so we need to be able to accept a JSON user. Let's do that. Media type. Okay, so now we have a post. We can consume JSON. We're going to receive a user. Where's our user? And we'll need somewhere to store it. This is only demoing the front end, so this is going to be an ASCII hack. There's our user storage. So we now store our user. Finally, we need to respond with a 201 status and location. The void method is not going to help us there. We're going to go and return a response. This is part of the JAX-RS API. And we can say return response.created build. 201 is created. We could also say status 201. I imported the wrong response. I did. That's the SOAP response. That's not going to help us. There's the JAX-RS. Okay, and the created isn't happy. It wants a location. Because it knows when you say created, you have to give it a location. So the location stuff, if you're used to dealing with this kind of thing in like regular HTTP serverless land, it can be kind of tough building URIs that are meaningful to clients, right? Because you don't know what you look like from that side. You don't know about firewalls or rather, not firewalls, but like proxies and stuff that they might have come through, and you don't know what your address looks like to them. So you got to be pulling pieces out of here and there and make your URI look right to the client. Well, JAX-RS actually, so any JAX-RS implementation, gives you some contextual information about things like that. So you can ask for some context and say, give me a URI info. That URI info has in it, among other things, the absolute path that was used to get to this method from the perspective of the client. So we can get the path of the URI, or we can get a path builder, which is going to be everything up to and including users. And then we just tack on another path segment and say, expected name. Build that. There's our location. Okay, everybody with me? Run that, make sure I didn't do it down there. Oh, nothing wrong. Oh, or I have to go back to build 11. That. Didn't have a chance to run all the way through the talk in IntelliJ 12. I was hoping that it would make it all the way through. But there's a key plugin related to Lombok that is missing. I don't know what we're waiting. Oh, over here. Gradle stuff. 2 seconds. And we had success 4 failed. So our create worked. Got the not found still failing, or still passing, and the create not passing. And next up, we'll do a get. I'm going to do this real quick because it seems like you're make your life easier sometimes. Oh, wait, that's not human, right? We don't want to do that. Wonder's taking so long. That's loading my work project. It's rather large. Last time I had like 4 projects. You know, we'll let that sort itself out. We can work in Slack for a while. We were in course. Next, we're going to need to do a retrieve. So retrieve is a get. And it has to be able to produce something. You can produce application JSON. We could also say we produce application JSON or application XML. Just for right. Show you how easy we can do that. Easily we can do that with check4f. Now we do a get on a particular path, which remember that a get, well, talk about that. It was implied at least, I hope, that a get would be on, this get is on a particular user whose identifier ends with some user ID. And this thing is rooted at users, so we need to say that there's another path segment on here that directs us down to this method with a get. So we say path has the ID. The little curlies there make it a template, URI template. Yeah, URI template. And this is a template variable in the URI template, which can be extracted into, for instance, a message signature, such as of course the ID is just the name. Could call the name. But when we get this call, we're going to say users by name, get B. If they're returning to the number. Okay. Enough. That should make our retrieve test path. We're going to go on down to the getting. No. You know what I skipped? Oh yeah. The create. Create's not complete. The next test, that's why, because IntelliJ got crazy on it. The second test, the test after the create was actually the conflicting user names. So we need to account for that. That's easy enough. Kind of the down and dirty way. We just say if users by name, I get so if that key already exists in the map, then what? Instead of returning this response, we will instead return response dot status of 409. An entity that says, sorry, there's already that. And now there's our response. So now we've got an alternate path. Okay. It was the get. And maybe you did that. How was it you really throw much right? I really wish I could run the test right now. line does not auto-save. Okay, working. More than that. There we go. So we're up to 3 patterns. And our operations on non-existent users is finally failing because instead of a 404, we got a 204. Why is that? Because we did a get here. And what do you get if the user's not there? Well, Jersey, being a friendly kind of framework, return 204 for a null. No content. Does you return null? Must not be anything there. No content. Same thing for void methods. Void methods and null will map to 204 by default. So back where we I'm going to actually leave that right now, and we'll get back to that.